ever noticed that every organization has that one go-to person that everybody knows can get the job done? Have you noticed that when people walk into a meeting, their reputation, good or bad, always precedes them? And did you know that today's career experts say that if you work on building your personal brand, it's possible you won't even have to interview for that promotion? In today's episode, we're not only going to look at what building your personal brand actually is, but we're also going to take a look at how this new buzzword can actually impact whether you're recognized for your contribution, and if you're not in your dream job right now, it can help you get there. If you're new to my channel, I'm DrDawn, CEO and founder of DrDawn Shop Talk, a career consulting company that specializes in helping professional women build their brand, get more joy out of their work in less time, but without exhausting themselves. That's important, right? Now, if tips like these sound like it's right up your alley, then be sure to subscribe to my channel as we start this journey in building your brand and positioning yourself for that promotion. We're going to break it down into 3 steps. Step number 1, understand your brand. Let's start first, though, by defining what building a personal brand really is. You guys, it's no different than any other brand. When you think of a brand, you hear the name or you see a commercial on television, right, ladies? Think about some of your favorite products, your favorite shoes, your favorite designer for a handbag, your favorite restaurant, whatever the case may be. The minute that you see that product or you hear it mentioned, there's going to be a thought associated with that brand, whether it's Michael Kors, Jimmy Choo's, or, a casual pair of sneakers, whatever it is, there's going to be an association in your mind. You think, oh yeah, that's like the best quality, but it's really high end, so it's really expensive. I better shop for that on sale. Or maybe it's a so-so product and you're like, okay, well, that's fine, but it's not something that's going to last a long time. Or maybe oh man, yeah, I bought that. I thought that looked great on Amazon, but I should have read the reviews because it was awful. Okay, that's what I'm saying. It is no different in your professional life, ladies. When people hear your name or they see your name on a resume or they meet you, at an event, say some sort of mixer or some sort of after hours, what are the thoughts? Building your brand is what do people associate when they think of you? So that's what you really need to think about. If you're interested in really feeling that you're in a job that you love and feel fulfilled by your career, you're going to need to be proud of what your brand is. So think about what your unique talents are. Are you the kind of person who struggles with getting to the office on time? Is that something you think you can conquer? That is a very important indicator of success, I promise you. I cover time management in my ebook. I talk about it in a gazillion episodes. I'll be sure to put the links in the description box. So if you struggle with that, it is something to think about changing, because even if you're not a morning person, you guys, I'm really not, I just force myself to be, you're never going to look like the powerful professional woman that I know is inside you if you show up to meetings consistently being late. Everybody has those times when you're not, on time for a variety of reasons. But if you walk into that meeting looking disheveled, fumbling for your keys in your purse, or, trying to find something to write with and those kinds of things, you're never going to look or appear like you really are that powerful professional. So work on that if nothing else. But you don't have to be the kind of person who's always at the office first. If you can be at least in that first group of people that arrive to the office, that's usually a good thing in positioning yourself for that promotion. And let me tell you why. Even if you work late, the higher ups are not necessarily going to notice your work ethic. And the reason is, people have all these other obligations after work. Maybe they live far away from the office and they really do need to kind of consider traffic. Or maybe they've got to stop by the grocery store on the way home to start dinner. Or they've got young kids or grandkids they need to pick up. So if you're really trying to build a brand, your time management is going to be more important than you think. For sure. So really consider getting to places early. My rule of thumb is if I'm not there 10 to 15 minutes early, I am late. And I'm a Puerto Rican. I'm used to Spanish time. My parents were always late. They just couldn't help themselves, okay? So if I can do it, I promise you. And I'm a night owl. I am. I have to force myself to be professional and get there early. It really does start your day off on the right foot, I promise you. But putting that aside, think of maybe something else where you can excel. Speaking of that, maybe it's Excel. Maybe you are one of those people I wish I could be. You guys, I'm constantly having to look at YouTube to teach myself tips and tricks to make my Excel spreadsheets a little better. But that's another thing to think about. I know I've got amazing coworkers that are always willing to help me when I get stuck on something, and I do go to them. You want to be a team player, and it's okay to ask for help, okay? And then you do the same for them. But I also believe that if you're a lifelong learner, you're going to, again, have that reputation of being that go-to person. I'm never going to be awesome at Excel, but I've taught myself so much. If there have been things that I couldn't do, I either found out or I just taught myself how to do it. You want to be proactive. You want to be able to anticipate the need. So when people hear your name, they can think, oh yeah, oh gosh, that person is the first one in the office. They're the last to leave. Or if that's not it, that person is always reliable. If I ask them for something, it is on my desk like that next day. I promise you that there have been times that I've heard someone's name and I've heard that they're maybe looking, and I've immediately thought, gosh, I would love to take that person from that organization and hire them. They would be perfect for my team. And why do I do that? It's because their reputation is so spot on that I am willing to extend that offer, to really think about cultivating that opportunity in any way that I can. So understand your brand, understand that that part is totally in your control. But when you're there, think about the quality of your work. Think about being the creative one or the one that stays up to date on industry news. So maybe you've got young kids and getting to the office early or staying late may not be really something you can do right now, but I promise you, you could use your time so wisely while you're in the office that you could start building an amazing reputation for yourself. You can build a brand of professionalism, of power, of teamwork, of innovation and creativity that your dream job is going to be waiting for you because you're going to now start planting those seeds. All right, moving on to step number 2. Step number 2, I'm calling, if you build it, will they come? Well, unlike the movie, just because you build it doesn't necessarily mean they're going to come. Just because now you're ready to take your career to the next level and start building this awesome personal brand that's going to open up all kinds of doors of opportunity in your professional life doesn't mean that the job is going to just be waiting for you. Maybe you don't even need another job. Maybe you're just really interested in a different position within your company. Whatever the case may be, ladies, the way you carry yourself and the action steps you take go a long way in deciding whether or not these opportunities are going to come your way. You have to create those opportunities for yourself. For example, even if you absolutely are the most positive person in the world, you walk into that meeting or that conference room and you literally light it up. Well, your team is going to love that about you. Unless they're kind of negative Nancy's, then nothing's going to make them happy. So don't worry about them. But most people are going to love working with someone with such passion and enthusiasm. The problem sometimes can be that nobody in your organization, much less the folks that are in hiring positions, they may not even know that you're interested in a different position. You probably love your coworker. You probably think your boss is awesome and you love being the person that they can depend on. You probably even love your job to some extent. Every job, no matter what, is going to have some challenges, right? So you feel grateful, but sometimes something is missing and you're just not fulfilled. Sometimes it could be that everything's going right, but the talents that you bring to the table aren't really being utilized. And if that happens long enough, you're ready to pivot. You're ready to make that change. So just keep in mind, you need to make that known to folks that can make that happen for you. You've got to do it. You got to put those big pants on and you got to have that conversation. Now, I have other episodes where if there's problems that are interfering with your job being your dream job, you got to put your big pants on there too and talk to your boss about it, okay? Your boss can't fix the problem if they don't know about the problem. I have been frustrated as a boss, I promise you, when things have been going on and I could have fixed it had that person brought it to me. With that being said, please don't be one of those bosses that's so unaware of what's going on in your team. You got to meet with them regularly. That's another subject, but you need to be in tune to that, not just as a supervisor, but if you're an employee right now who's ready to take it up a notch and you want to build that brand and get ready for that promotion, that's something I counsel my clients on how to do. We come up with all kinds of strategies, right? And these are some of those because you got to actually let people know. If you are a wonderful team player and so positive and you love your work, sometimes they just presume you're so happy at your current job, it would never even occur to them to consider you for the promotion because they think you're so happy over there. So again, you got to let it be known, and you can do so in a very professional way. I always advise my clients to make sure that they understand that every job has its challenges. Never, ever, ever, even if you're miserable, never, ever put down your current position or your current boss, unless it's something that HR really needs to know about. Like if it's a legal issue, I mean, that's a whole other, okay. Outside of that realm, most of the problems may just be that you're just not fulfilled. Always think of it as an opportunity for a new challenge. And that's what you just need to say. Make sure that you schedule those meetings. Go visit with someone that you're interested in working with, or visit with your boss or the higher ups and, let your bosses know, I love what I get a chance to do for the company now. But if you could think of a position that might be able to utilize my talents, perhaps in a different way, I am ready for the challenge. I actually work with my clients on scripting out exactly what to say, okay? But in general, I think you get the point. If you do that, then you're ready to head over to step 3, which is all about planting the seed. All right, step 3 is planting the seed for leveling up. What I mean by that is once you've let people know that you're ready to take on the challenge, you now need to understand you're going to be under the microscope. That's not a bad thing. You just need to know that this is your opportunity to shine. So no matter what you're choosing to do, whether you're choosing to apply for an actual promotion or whether or not you want to get out of the industry or work for a different company altogether, no matter what the situation is, you need to make sure that you stop right now and start treating the position you're currently in as the dream job. You've got to find every human reason possible. Just think of every single possible reason. Even if you really are one of those folks that just really can't stand where you are, or your coworker really is driving you to contemplate homicide. Okay, notice I didn't say suicide. Homicide. Let's go with that. Okay, let's do that. Don't hurt yourself. So in any case, if you're in one of those situations, you're going to just have to take the wheel, take control, because remember, you're never going to be able to control what happens to you, but you're always 100% in control of your reaction. So who cares if your coworker is driving you nuts right now, okay? But what you need to do is start thinking of everything that you're grateful for about your current position so that you've got renewed energy and you can come up with some innovative ideas and contributions. You can start thinking about those needs before anybody even realizes that they need that for that particular project. You can start doing additional research. You can start going the extra mile. It's going to give you renewed passion for your position. And when you come from a place of power and you come from a place of gratitude, the higher ups are going to notice your work ethic really can be your resume. In fact, in some of the highest positions, that's how you get them. And that's what I want for you. I've mentioned this before, but my last 2 jobs were offered to me. And it's not because I'm like the best thing on the planet, okay? It's because my brand preceded me. So the folks that I worked with recognized that and gave me those opportunities. So that's what I want for you. I want you to be able to get the next position or the next promotion without having to interview. And even if you have to interview, I want you to feel so good about your chances that confidence just spills over and that energy is palpable, because people hire people and people want to be around people that make them feel powerful and feel good and feel like you're part of the team. You just kind of fit in. That's what you want. So understand, they now know that you're interested in looking, and now you got to plant that seed of opportunity, because the higher ups and the folks that can hire you are not going to really know what position you might be perfect for unless you take it up to that next level. So if you start doing that today and you follow these 3 steps, I promise you, Building your brand is going to position you for that next promotion. And wouldn't that be a great feeling to have folks come to you and say, oh, Joe, oh, Jane, I think you would be perfect for this position. Have you ever considered this? And then you realize that that position is not only going to be more fun, what if it also came with more money, better insurance, better opportunity? As career women, we oftentimes shoulder a lot of responsibilities and we can exhaust ourselves. You know it's true. So if you're happier at work, you're not going to bite the head off your children when you go pick them up at daycare. You're not going to bite off the head of your husband. Hopefully not, unless he deserves it. Then that's a whole other story. Okay, ladies, we'll talk about that. But in any case, if you're fulfilled at your job, you're going to just feel so much better about everything. Again, ladies, if you start treating your job like the dream job, I'm telling you, two things are going to happen. Number one, you're going to have renewed energy and positivity about your work, and that is really going to show. And number two, your productivity is going to skyrocket. The quality of your work is going to go up, and the powers that be are going to take notice, and you too can be in the very fortunate position of knowing that you've got control of your brand. You're going to build a stellar one, and you're going to have more opportunities than you can count for your future. Now, let's not forget about some of those other career strategies we talked about in today's video. So be sure to check out these other videos, and I'll see you over there. In the meantime, don't just have a great workday, make it one. Remember, you don't have to take this journey alone. I would love to help you. I'll see you soon. Bye-bye.